Exerto reports a Pokemon TCG player claims he was disqualified from the Charlotte Pokemon Regional after nervously laughing while giving his preferred pronouns. Just a straight up Pokemon image. The tweet getting over 500,000 views and almost 2,000 likes. They continue. In a twit longer, he revealed that his weekend turned to tears as he lost out on $800, 2 flights, and time off school, all before he could even make a move. Make a move in the tournament, I'm assuming. We can see part of the twit longer here. And unheard and unbelievably upset, I told the head judge that I just spent $800 and took 2 flights to make it for this event and that I missed school for this. According to Tran, I guess that's the player who got removed from the tournament. When asked for his preferred pronouns, he replied with he or him or before nervously laughing, in which the judge said, I go by they, them, so don't be a jerk about it. Bro, he was like, I mean, look, there's so much wrong with this. Holy smokes. If I want to go with the bigoted angle, I could obviously make an argument here that the judge is being ableist potentially because, like, maybe this kid just has social issues. Maybe he's got issues with speech. So, you know, if we want to play that game, hey, judge, why are you being a bigot? Why are you being ableist? But we don't need to go that direction if we don't want to. Point is, even if we don't go that angle, clearly the kid being nervous in a tournament and the judge handling it like this, judge is out of line, man. Judge is out of line. I'm assuming the judge was an adult. I guess maybe with some more context, my opinion might change slightly, but let's continue for now. Shortly into their match, Tran and Szymanski were pulled off stage by the head judge and told that another match would be streamed instead. It turns out the way Tran had answered the pronoun question had caused some issues. Oh wow, how dare he stumble awkwardly over his answer and nervously laugh. That's so awful. What a terrible child. Man, what a joke. This kid did not deserve this stuff, man. Briefly after the disqualification, a GoFundMe was started to help Tran cover his regional expenses and has now surpassed the goal. Is that Tran right there? I mean, maybe I'll see if I can find the tweet after this. We'll read that actual thing. I'll try to pull it up on Twitter itself. They say more on the story here. Let's go to the comments real quick, and then we'll try to get some more on that. Luke Isla saying, "Oh my God, is this a joke, man? Is this a real account? This is probably a real account, isn't it? Hold up. It's been around since 2018. It's got like 6,000. This does not look like a parody account, dude. This looks like serious. This looks like unironic. This is not an excuse for anybody to spread hate and bigotry. If you're doing so, you took absolutely nothing away from the situation. It just shows how selfish you are, as all you're doing is making the situation so much worse, especially for Makani. Do better. Dude, tell it to the head judge who was a jerk and abusing his power, taking it out on minors who didn't do anything. You want to talk about hate? That's the person who's being hateful. So we have the full statement here from Tran, Fish Nugget. We'll take a look at this in a moment and then get back to some more comments and stuff. But before we even read this, check this out from Tran. That's the kid who got disqualified for stuttering a little bit, I guess. He says, I cannot believe people have the audacity to just make stuff up about what happened. Why the heck would I treat my opponent like this on stream and then say I can do what I want? This is insulting that this person would even suggest this. Upsets me that people just come up with BS like this, essentially is what it says. We've got like a Discord log here. An organizer of sorts? Like, it's obviously very, very rough screenshot, but we can see. PokeDad says he was disqualified because he was bad-mouthing his opponent the entire match. When told by judges to stop, he said, I don't care, I can do what I want. On top of other comments, he was doing all this during his streamed match, so they were already planning on disqualifying him after G1. Then they pulled the stream, got them both down, and had all the paperwork ready. Juniors was next to the stage, so I was talking to one of the head staff as it was happening, so saw what was happening firsthand and was told directly from them about their plan to DQ them before it even happened. Whoa, so he made up his interaction with said judge? That's crazy. Even the head staff was saying get ready to watch Twitter because both of these players are prevalent and it's true. His opponent had family on the event staff and the other is a known competitive player, so they already knew there was going to be a stink about it well before they finished. You, BM, your opponent, and the judges on stream, you're out ASAP, especially since they made a whole announcement about safety and inclusivity are the main priority before the event started. Okay, it's on stream, right? Where's the proof? Where's the evidence of what this kid did on stream that you're claiming here? Oh, there is no evidence? There's no video of it? Oh, okay. Now, to be fair, it's easy to fake Discord screenshots, and maybe they have the evidence and it has not been released yet. I find that to be a bit unlikely, given all that's going down here so far. but I will make that disclaimer. Now let's take a look at Tran's official statement, his response. Hey everyone, he knows you have a lot of questions about everything that happened this weekend, and he's sorry he couldn't inform you all on what went down sooner. He put a lot of thought and caution into making this statement. It's a topic he does not take lightly, and is not something that should be messed around with. That said, here's everything that happened that led the head judge, to DQ him from the regionals and escort him out of the venue. How obnoxious are these people? It all started round 6. I was 5-0. He was 5-0. I'm going to keep saying it like that, not to make it confusing. And just hit Alex Szymanski, a well-known player, as well as a very skilled player. With all this in mind, he was obviously a bit nervous. Keep in mind that he's been on stream only 2 times prior, but it's still always nerve-wracking. Oh, wait. Is he saying twice was like a good thing? I mean, yeah, that's not a lot. So, yeah. No, I get it. He went on to table and saw Alex and a judge standing there, and the judge informed them that they were going to be playing on stream. He was excited, of course, and they started to walk over to the stream area. On their way over to the stream area, the judge asked for their preferred pronouns. And Tran said he or him, or and then he paused trying to think of the third pronoun, his. As he just stood there looking stupid trying to think of the third pronoun, he felt embarrassed because he was failing to think of a simple word. Due to his nervousness and being embarrassed, he let out a little nervous laugh, just a normal nervous laugh, and his response together ended up being he or him or his. That's it. That's all I said. Anyways, after that, we continued to walk and we reached the stream area. Just to clarify, the judge asked once more, what are your guys' preferred pronouns? Alex says he and him, and then I say, yeah, he and him, haha. The little laugh at the end was just because I was trying not to be awkward and because I was just stating the exact thing Alex, now I'm saying I again, my bad, whatever, I'll just keep reading it for the way it is, I guess, had just stated, and it was kind of silly to me in that scenario. In this scenario, I was also reminded of when I was on stream for top 8 of Baltimore earlier in the season. When I was on stream, no one asked my pronouns, so to be safe, the commentators referred to me as they, them. My friends made fun of me sometimes for this, just lighthearted jokes, because it embarrassed me a bit because those weren't my pronouns. To clarify, I have zero issue with people's pronouns and how they choose to identify and express themselves. I have never had any issue and never will, because at the end of the day, it's their choice. It doesn't affect his life. As long as people are happy, he'll be happy. Keep this in mind. Back to the event. Alex gave their response. The judge looked at him and said, okay, just wanted to check to be safe. I go by they, them, so don't be a jerk about it. Dude, you're the one being a jerk. Clueless. No self-awareness. I thought they were just saying in general, like in the future or something. I had no clue that I upset them, and I had no intention to do so whatsoever. I thought nothing of this because, to me, it was just a normal conversation that people have before going on stream. It's basically like how San Diego went before I went on stream. We go on stage, get set up, fist pump, play game 1. I break most of the game and end up scooping to save time. I felt very comfortable going into game 2 matchup and felt that he had a very good chance of winning. Then the judge comes over on stage, and they get on stage and starts talking to Alex. Alex and him are both extremely confused because they have no clue what's going on. At first, they thought it must have been a deck list error or something because the judge was only talking to him. Then they told Tran to also keep his headphones on during that so they couldn't hear what they were saying to Alex. Then one judge puts a headset on and asked me, McConney, what was said to the judge when they asked for pronouns? Bro, what? This is where I began to get a bit worried and wondered if I had done something wrong. I answered the question and said, I said he, him. The judge then asked me if there was anything else I said, and they wanted to know what my tone was during the conversation. Bro, creepy as heck. They're like interrogating a minor over having a little awkward slip up. Bro, I think these adults are hella creepy. Like, oh my gosh, dude. This is like disturbing. Like, if they do this, it makes you concerned. It makes me concerned they do even worse stuff to kids, really. This is just such bizarre behavior, man. Wildly out of line. And then they gaslight the kids into making the kids think that they're in the wrong. My gosh, bro. They said this, very important that I answered this truthfully. I said, yeah, trans being more truthful than they are, according to the Discord logs and stuff, if those are real. I said the only possible thing I might have done that could have been taken the wrong way was when I laughed a bit and told them that I was just nervous. The judge told me to walk off stage and to talk off stage. I was still confused during this, and even more confused when I see 2 more players walking on stage to take Alex and my spots. This has never happened before, at least from what I've heard. I walked behind the curtains by the stage, and the head judge, can't remember his name, I think it was Bobby, asked me what exactly was said. I explained what happened and said that it was just a nervous laugh because I was embarrassed and because of what went down. I'm paraphrasing this a little bit, guys. Bear with me. There's so much text here. And I apologize for like misspeaking earlier. I was saying he at first, referring to him in like third person or whatever. And now I'm just saying I. Okay. My apologies. We'll just continue on. During this, I was very polite and calm. I made sure to clearly get my points across, made extremely clear I had no intention of upsetting anyone, explained that I have absolutely nothing against people's pronouns, never have. There was no incentive, especially since he just earned his invite. Why would he try to lose that? The judge seemed to understand that, so I was a bit relieved when he pulls out the rule book on his phone and says that due to him violating the inclusive policy, and due to Tran making someone feel unsafe and uncomfortable, that he'd be disqualified from the event. Tran is just in disbelief, saying, wait, what? I was so confused. I had just explained very calmly what had happened, and he seems that he was listening. I was stunned. I asked to sit down on a nearby chair to process what was going on. Dude, they're literally bullying this kid. Like, this is so messed up, bro. I still had a bit of hope left and said, is there any way I can appeal this? And I again stated how I was really sorry if I upset someone, that I had zero malice, didn't want to hurt anyone, etc., etc., and that he's sorry. That's where it escalated? How does it escalate past that? Holy smokes, man. This is nuts, bro. This is where it really escalated. The head judge tells me that he was sorry and that it sucked, but I was disqualified due to Pokemon's policy. At this point, I'm on the verge of tears, but I tried my best to keep my composure. I just couldn't understand what was happening. Was the judge not listening to anything I told him? Was he trying to look at my side of the story at all? One last time, I asked if I can appeal, if there's anything I could do. I asked to talk to a different judge, or the judge that he had apparently upset, but all of the requests were refused. The head judge then tells him that what's done is done, and you're disqualified. I asked, so you've already disqualified me even though I just told you what happened? And he said, yes, I know this sucks for everyone involved, and I'm sorry we have to do this. You didn't have to do anything, weirdos. I just start bawling my eyes out. I felt like it was so unfair. I was extremely polite and calm through the entire thing, and I felt I handled the situation very professionally. Yeah, man, look, again, based off the evidence I have, and maybe I'm just being strung along here for a ride, and this is not how this actually went down, but based off the evidence that I have, this kid handled this so much more maturely, so much more appropriately than these adults running this thing. It's oh man, what word could I even put there? There's so many that would fit. Just continue. And the judges had not listened to me at all and disregarded everything I said. In tears, I say, you guys didn't even listen to me. I felt helpless and unheard and unbelievably upset. I told the judge that I just spent $800 and took 2 flights to make it to this event and even missed school for it. I said it was my whole life. I worked so hard to get to this point, and that he had just taken it all away from him for no reason, for nothing. He didn't care at all. He once again said he was sorry, but there's nothing I can do. I thought to myself, there's absolutely something you can do about this. This is absolutely unjustified. However, I didn't say this because I was busy bawling my eyes out. I felt the judge showed no sympathy whatsoever and just said the rules were the rules. The amount of frustration I felt and still feel is insane. I've never been treated so unbelievably unfairly and had such an opportunity just taken away from me for something I didn't even do. The judge said that while he believed that I had no bad intentions, it didn't matter because at the end of the day, someone was offended and upset. Oh my gosh, man. Let's keep reading. I don't want to pause. Like, we'll never get through this if I keep pausing. This is ridiculous to me. I was very sympathetic for the judge I had upset and never meant to upset them or anyone. And all the head judges cared about, excuse me, that was a little misspeak on my end there. I told him that I was also upset and he just ruined my entire trip and that I wouldn't get over this for a long time. To make the situation even worse, they said I wasn't allowed in the venue anymore, which made me cry even more. It's like perma-banned from the venue over this. I've never cried. I mean, I don't know why he'd want to go back anyways, but still, you know, it's different when they're telling you, like, this is how it is for something you didn't even do wrong, right? And they're, like, literally bullying him. Like I said, I'll just keep reading. Don't want to comment too much. I've never cried the way I cried that night. I mean, this is sad stuff, though, dude. This is so messed up. I told him that I didn't even have service, and I had no... Wait, what? It really does get worse. Sorry, I guess I'm going to comment more. He had no service or no way to contact anyone, didn't even have a key to his hotel room, and that he'd have to walk to it and then, like, figure it out. He told me not to worry, and he can call one of my friends over to help. I was so unbelievably frustrated, upset, and mad. Like... Did he think this made it all better? He just disqualified me and stole everything from me for something he knew I didn't even mean to do, and now he thinks it's all better? Well, I'm still crying. The judge asked me to sign the match slip. Oh, no, please don't sign it. I felt that he wasn't even acknowledging me and that he was just happy with the problem was dealt. I told him that he had ruined so much for me and taken so much money and hard work, and all he cared about was that I signed the match slip. I said, give me a sec, because I was shattered and in tears, crying like I never had cried before. Then a minute later, he asked, are you refusing to sign the match slip, making the situation even worse than it was somehow? He signed the match slip and kept crying. Dang it. That actually might be worse for the venue, though. It seems like they coerced a minor into signing something. So, like, I don't think he should have signed it because, like, he had they weren't justified to have him sign this thing, in my opinion. And even if it's just a match slip that has nothing to do with the situation at all, potentially, it's still like, why would you want to sign it? Like, they're kicking you out, they're disqualifying you. You don't need to sign them anything. You don't own them anything, right? It seems like they're just abusing this kid more and more by then trying to have him sign this thing after they did all that to him. But like I said, perhaps him actually signing it makes the venue look even worse, because then you could argue they basically coerced him into signing this thing, coerced a minor, like harassed him and coerced him to sign. It's crazy, man. What a freaking mess of a situation. This is a very personal topic for me. but I'm going to go over it anyways because I need people to understand what I was going through. In the past years, I had extremely suicidal and depressed. After years of medication and therapy and working through it all, I was finally starting to be better. Was stable and going to school and doing things on my own. Life was good. I hadn't had suicidal thoughts in a while until this event. As I was sitting down crying in disbelief, I get up and say that he's going to end his life and start walking away from the stage. A staff member who had been watching me, or Reagan's dad, followed me outside the venue and had to escort me until I was upstairs and sat down. Just sat there in shock and tears, and he said he had to cut my wristband off. Is that really the appropriate time? Like, what is going on with these adults, man? Is the wristband, who cares about that stuff? This kid's talking about ending his life and you're here concerned about a damn wristband? I think that's the first time I've cussed on this channel in ages, man. This is a really sickening story. I apologize. Dude, this is so upsetting, man. I was out of energy at this point, and I raised my arm so he could cut the wristband. I sat down for a good 20 minutes until my friend and I had finished this round and came to see me. I told him everything that happened, crying during the whole story, and he consulted me. He gave me his phone in case I needed to call anyone or had to go back downstairs to play his round. For the next 30 to 45 minutes, I sat there saying nothing, shocked, hurt, and traumatized by everything. When I say I was close to running outside in the middle of the road, I'm not joking. I do not mess around with this topic. It's not something I take lightly whatsoever. What I'm trying to say is the way I was treated made me feel so upset and treated so unfairly that I was nearly about to run to the middle of the road to get ran over. I wanted it all to be over. I was just so done with everything at this point. There's nothing for me. My dream of winning a regional with my own... Dude. Oh, man. My dream of winning a regional with my own deck, and with my deck I'd put so much time and work into, was just taken away from me. I missed school. I lost hundreds of dollars, traveled across the country for what? Nothing. It was all for nothing. I'm being completely honest with everyone when I say I've never been this upset in my entire life. I never want to feel like this again. I think the judges overall handled the situation terribly, and I was treated like garbage. I'm sorry if I said anything that offended anyone, but this side of my story and what happened to me, I was very emotional. Dude, I'm emotional reading this, bro. Don't worry about it, man. This is what happened to this kid is messed up, bro. I was very emotional typing this out, so sorry if some of it doesn't make too much sense and if I took things a bit too far with my suicidal thoughts. Thank you, everyone, for supporting me. I'm gonna submit a support ticket to, what does that say? Bro, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm sorry to get like over the top now, but like I literally got tears in my eyes. It's blurring. What does that say? TCPI? And try to maybe get something out of the situation. Love you all, Makani. Oh, I didn't even scroll this. Holy smokes. There we go. My bad, guys. Well, I'm glad Dexerto wrote about this because I completely lost my train of thought now. I did not expect that statement to talk about so much messed up stuff, dude. Yeah, need a breather. But let's see if Dexerto adds anything to the story. They do have a video here. Pokemon card player disqualified after pronoun kerfuffle. But it doesn't show any of the stuff alleged. At least scrolling through this, it seems like it's just a match. So there doesn't seem to be any of the evidence that the Discord people claimed in this video. Again, maybe they'll release the evidence if they really have it. If they said it's on, they did say it's on stream, so that would mean that they have the evidence. So they should release it. We'll see. Again, skeptical about that. The article pretty much recaps everything we talked about. Although here's Alex Shemansky. That was his opponent, right? One of his opponents. This is probably a dangerous tweet for me. Should Makani have been DQ'd? I don't think so. But remember, y'all, this isn't an excuse to attack inclusivity / people's identity. Also remember that judges are, by the rules, completely unable to share their side of things. Yeah, that's convenient, isn't it? We should, ideally we would have both sides. So that is unfortunate, but convenient, right? But here's the thing: the promotion can talk about what occurred, right? If the judges can't share it, but the promotion could. But are you going to believe a statement from the promotion at this point? I don't know. Furthermore, yeah, don't use this as an excuse to attack inclusivity. However, when people are using inclusivity to hide their authoritarianism and their own bigotry, by all means, at that point, you can criticize the event organizers and the people in places of power that are abusing and lying to people about what they're really doing. There's nothing inclusive about these event organizers and judges or whatever harassing a kid at a tournament and doing what they did to him and then lying about it and stuff too, allegedly. As a matter of fact, if you care about identity and inclusivity, what occurred in this event should upset you greatly, because what those people did, what those adults did, makes people question all that stuff. This is not the first time that people have claimed to be inclusive, but really were just hateful bigots. This is exactly why, for years now, people have been leaving the LGBT community, because they just want to be gay or be lesbian or be bi or whatever, and they don't want to be attached to a movement that claims to be inclusive and accepting and kind yet routinely gets caught being the opposite. Even to each other, by the way. Like, there's so much hate in the LGBT community for other people that are also LGBT. Like, I've seen forums where it's just trans people insulting other trans people, like saying stuff that they would definitely say is transphobic. I've seen like bisexuals getting hate. I've seen gay people getting hate for their preferences too. Hate from other LGBT people. Like, yeah, no, it's a whole other thing. We're gonna not go any further down that discussion in this video though. Anyways, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. There may have been more to say about this topic, but I'm thoroughly disgusted. I need to go outside and get some fresh air, so I'm going to go do that. All the best to Tran Man. That was a very difficult thing to read. Much worse to actually be the kid in the moment. So, yeah, I feel for you, bro. But the future's looking bright. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you in the comments and in the next segment tomorrow.